Said to kill the bear barehanded so the people won't forget it. Getting money for I would label the drink. I care what a broke nigga think.
Just like the Peck and Lewiz.
Look, everything I do so cold. I can do this, both eyes closed. Too short, I stay on my toes. About that guap boy, anything goes. Help the bear if we outside. Help the bear if we outside. Still tipping, baby, nothing changed. I'm still grinding over here, yeah. Still sliding through my own lane. Shorty, nothing funny over here. Dallas rain everywhere around me. Dream to get money. Made it through the storm, living sunny. Dreams came true, now we eating. I got more dreams to chase, gotta reach them. Trying to put a team together like the Hunger Games. Everybody grinding cause we all came from hunger pain.
Okay, y'all. I know what you're here for. Some Star Trek. Some Strange New Worlds. I understand that you watch this show and you're like, hey, can we boldly go, hey, can we see the flagship of the whole Federation? Can we just live our lives and just explore and not get into any trouble and nobody have any problems? Well, yes and no. Because you just can't have nice things anymore. But Late Ill Kid at OneYoungsta, hold it down, bringing that Street Geek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people? today all year. Coming with another wonderful episode of That's Right. You best believe it. I ain't telling you no lies. It's on screen. Live action. Strange New Worlds. Ghosts of Illyria. COVID edition. Yes. If you thought for a moment that this show was going to be like, all right, man, you know what I mean? We're just going to do things, not to worry about nothing. No, this show apparently is like, what we're going to do is basically make y'all watch everything y'all got to go through right now, just in future form.
All right, but in all fairness, they filmed this during the pandemic, so it was what everybody was going through.
But I'm not by myself. Right over here, Solar Gray, Cinematic Sorcerer.
Hello, everybody. This is Solar Gray, the Cinematic Sorcerer, coming at you from the Wizard's Tower. Sundays are a little weird for me now because I got this other gig where I have to have these 9 a.m. meetings, but I'm normally up until 4 a.m. working. So y'all getting me a little bit punch drunk, a little bit punchy. I ain't been sipping on the Hennessy. I ain't had syrup, but I just had the massive lack of sleep, and I am packed to the nostrils with very high quality steak. So I'm a little off, but yeah. So check out all of the stuff that you can find me at twitch.tv/BID_P, Monday through Friday, Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m., where we talk about nerd stuff from role-playing games, science fiction books, comic books, tabletop miniatures, 3D printing, sword fighting, archery, and how all of these things can help you live the type of life that you want instead of the type of life that you got already. All right, so we're ready to explore this strange new world, this world full of floating fireballs. Like, I gotta say, the population of that planet, they was fire. They was fire. I gotta say that. That's I know it hurts. Yeah, I know.
I get it. I get.
I did not promise good humor.
Let's start off with number one.
Bruh.
Are you feeling number one, or are you a little upset with her?
No, you know what? I am 100% with number one. I am feeling number one on every single level, and this has nothing to do with the crush I had on the character from the old days. Nothing to do with how much I love Rebecca Romijn, but the character itself. I gotta say, man, I was happy for this episode for two reasons. Mm-hmm. Number one, third episode of the show, and the captain is stuck off the ship, and the first officer is actually captaining the ship. That don't happen much in Star Trek. You know, we had 7 years of The Next Generation where we only saw Riker in command once, and it took once. One time, and it took Picard being absconded with by the Borg to get that happen. But I don't remember Chakotay ever being in the captain's chair on Voyager. Spock was always stuck with Kirk, you know, so they always gave it to Scotty. And well, let's face it, Cisco ran that space station, but even when they took out the Defiant, it was always Worf. And Kira was the first officer on Deep Space Nine. So it was really good to see the next person in line to run the show, running the show. And second, she did a great job. She did a real good job. You know, so yeah, I was feeling it. I was feeling all of it.
I don't know. She comes off to me. I'm not against her. It's not that she didn't, you know, like save the day and all that stuff. But you see an old girl carry a whole human being like it was nothing, like it was nothing. I was like, hold up. Something's going on. That's a whole human, well, not a whole human being, but a whole being, all right? You just carried him like nothing.
That is a whole human-sized individual, yes.
So, lays him down. Even the doctor's like, how do you even do it? She's like, don't worry about that. And I was like, so
Yeah.
then you find out through I can't remember the lady's name.
Nurse
The girl
Chapel?
not the nurse, the other the chick she had the fight with, and I can't remember.
Oh, La'an.
All right, so
La'an Noon Singh.
the one that's going to have the anger issues, the Wolverine of the show.
Yeah,
She's
La'an
gonna
Noon Singh. Yeah.
The Wolverine of the show, the one that's going to have all the anger issues. So she's got a point. You out here faking a funk all this time. Knew you could at least help me feel better in the way I feel, and said nothing. And then so you've been faking a funk this long, and then got the nerve to make a whole entry about it that even maybe for generations in the future could listen and be like, man, this is helps me, deal with whatever. Then she's like, delete it. Oh, only to do the false piety of like, Captain, I'll resign, or like the resign-ish kind of statement. I'll resign. Man, stop it. You ain't trying to go nowhere.
Nah, all right.
It's not. I don't know. She did dope things, but her kind of attitude towards her situation and La'an's situation kind of came off whack to me. I mean, if we're gonna tie this to real life, if we're gonna tie this to COVID, which is what it was. If we're gonna tie this to real life of people feeling like they're not part or whatever it is, then yeah, it's whack to me. Because then you sitting around watching people that are living as you are or whatever, they taking the heat, and you ain't even saying that. You just watching them taking the heat like, whoo, tough over there. Because just like in X-Men, one of the Morlocks made the statement of like Scott Summers or something like, but they don't know you're a mutant unless like you like tell them, like so you can live a whole nother life.
Okay.
Like so this thing, I don't know. I mean, it's not that she's a bad officer, but she's just whack. She's whack.
I get you on every little thing, but I'm looking at it from a larger perspective. But I'm glad you brought up the X-Men.
Larger perspective. Here we go.
Yes, a larger perspective.
Yeah,
you wouldn't have me on the show if you didn't want this. Come on, man.
Larger perspective.
Remember, you called me. No. All right. So I get what you're saying, and I'm glad you brought up the X-Men Morlock thing, because the Morlocks are specifically underground because they can't pass. All right. And this show, this particular episode did the thing, and I know you hate the thing, and I get annoyed too when they lump all prejudices into one thing and they don't look at the nuances of it. All right. But one, Star Trek's supposed to be this dystopian future where we all got over our stuff. All right. So it don't matter if you're black, white, straight, gay. You got 3 legs, you got a unicorn horn coming out of your stomach and a hand coming out of your eyeballs. That don't matter. It's utopia, except, all right, except in the eugenics war. And this is something that's been all the way consistent since 1963. The moment people started messing with their genomes and created super beings, World War III popped out in 92, it ended in 96, and we said, nah, never again. So her faking the funk was she wanted to be part of Starfleet. She was doing everything she could to help people in Starfleet. But if anybody found out at all, not just kicked out, but she was supposed to go to jail. Now that false repentance thing was, I'll take my lumps. I will take my lumps. But I'm telling you this now so that my secret doesn't get you put in jail as accessory after the fact. So I'm turning myself into you. And that's really what it was. But that whole thing of like her helping out Soon had it bad because essentially She is the descendant of the reason that genetically modified beings aren't allowed in the Federation to begin with, let alone Starfleet. Okay, this whole overtone was take away genetically modified and add black or gay, because that's what they did on Star Trek this week. So I know it's Rebecca Romijn, but if she was playing some high yellow Jennifer Beals type person like in Devil in a Blue Dress, it's like, no, man, Frank is my brother. You know, I'm passing and I'm helping other people get through all the stuff they going through for not being able to pass as white, but I pass as white, so I'm opening doors, you know, because at the end of the day, it's if you are genetically modified, you can't be here because we had one group messing it up for everybody. You know, and I like that they delved into the Illyrians and their reason for genetic modification, which made absolute sense. You know, instead of changing the planets that they find, they change themselves to adapt to the planets they find. Way better overall. I'm with it. So I was perfectly fine. I thought this was a great episode. And I thought that it was great performances. And yeah, she can pick up a whole person. Watch Space Seed, watch The Wrath of Khan, and rewatch Deep Space Nine and check out everything Dr. Bashir could do because he was genetically modified too. You know, the big reason then
I'm not surprised after knowing she's been modified, but before it should make you ask a question that not can she carry a human? Yeah, I'm sure a human can carry a human. We've seen it happen. It was the ease with which she did it.
Yeah, that was the cinematic language.
Questions of, so you had your Wheaties this morning? Because
yeah, what you having for breakfast? Is that one of them Rocky shakes?
You carried a whole human, you know, a whole grown man like you went to get the mail. You know, so yeah, some people should ask questions.
Yeah.
And then be like, well, you know, our whole relationship, regardless of what you've been trying to do, she needs to now understand that technically our relationship is based on a lie because you've been lying to me since I've met you.
Yeah.
And we have to reconcile that.
Yeah.
So, you know, but she wasn't the only character. So with that, you know, we can go in and get into the whole review now. She wasn't the only character hiding stuff. You know, she wasn't.
No, the doctor.
But we're out here on this planet, you know, just trying to figure out what happened. Minding our business. You know, just looking around, there's an ion storm coming. We're like, hey man, look, we got a storm on the way. We got to get up out of here. And could have had a mishap with the transporter. You know, could have had a mishap. You know, maybe get a head and 2 feet, and you know, but everything was cool.
Or you know, a bucket of crew members. You know, could have had a bucket of crew.
I was wondering what we was gonna get. You know, I was like, you know, never know what we're gonna get. But they fixed it. Got the warp engine power and stuff, fixed it. You know, got them through. But you know, things got crazy. And
can I give a special shout out to Hemme? Because man, I don't know what it is between Discovery and Strange New World, but they got the angry engineer on lock, don't they?
Dude,
just that engineer that knows like they can say anything because they're the only ones that can keep this boat going.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I understand being like I'm the only one, but those people, I'm sure deep down those people are always praying that no one else comes up just as smart because you know it's like this is a vast universe that we're in, and people are coming up in Starfleet all the time, and it's like there's a line you got to play with because it's like, hey, look, I'm disrespectful because I'm the only one that can do this, but I'm the only one that can do this on this ship. Don't make them hit that Federation Craigslist, that FederationMonster.com, that LinkedIn. You know what I'm saying? Go on LinkedIn and be like, look, you know what? I'm tired.
I'm sorry, you're saying Federation Craigslist, and I'm like, I wonder how many times Kirk's gotten catfished.
Man, wow. Like,
She said she was from Orion. You know,
go on that LinkedIn and be like, who else is an engineer? Oh, okay, cool. Like, we've already interviewed them. Your boxes are at the door.
Yeah, no, I definitely get that. But you know, those characters always change their tune when that more qualified person shows up. So I'm hoping we get a little something from Scotty. You know, but he's also cadet level young during this time because it's set 10 years before Kirk takes the ship. So all right. But I gotta say, yeah, I was super happy with this episode. I love the use of cinematic language because yeah, everything you brought up with as soon as you see this, it's gonna be like, hold up, no, we got to talk about that. And 5 minutes real time into the episode, yeah, they talking about that. And you know they're gonna continue on with this whole she's not human, she's genetically modified. And Starfleet, we're all about organic, we ain't in the GMOs, you know, type over here. So that's gonna play
GMOs,
out
man.
in the
GMOs
same way that
time.
in the same way that they came up with the Prime Directive after the whole fiasco with Discovery and the first episode. So yeah, I mean, when I watched this episode, I looked over at my girlfriend and you know what I said? So this is why Picard felt so lackluster, because Paramount's got all their best people working on Strange New World and Discovery. Like that's where the all-stars are.
Yeah.
And then Picard is like, hey, we gonna get Larry Bird out of retirement. Look, guys, it's Larry Bird.
He can still shoot.
He can still shoot. I know he ain't LeBron. I know, but look, he can shoot a 3-pointer. Look, everybody, it's Shaq.
Now, peep this. Markelon comes through and says, man, you got young kids like Wesley and now Adira coming up to show you how smart they are. Yeah, you know, Adira come through and it's like, oh, well, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like you're young, but you got this. So we here. So I agree with you. I like this episode a lot, but it's just when they play certain characters like that, I can't let it slide because yes, this is hip hop and geek, but I'm also a hip hop and geek that does not pretend like I'm not black. You know what I'm saying? So I got
okay.
Like, you know, and I mean, you guys know who those YouTubers and Twitchers and stuff are. Y'all know. I ain't got to call out no names, but I'm a geek on here that does not pretend that I'm not black. I don't pretend that I'm not blind to it. So when I see it, I'm like,
why do I feel so attacked?
We don't have to.
I'm kidding.
We don't have to like take this one character to represent all because it's all not the same. But that's a whole different thing. The wave cap. Y'all put too much love on the wave cap, y'all. All right, look. y'all. All right, look. Penis.
You know what? I'm not upset because last week I was talking about how her waves were on point. She got the whole tide going. She gotta keep every the do-rag fresh.
She gotta keep the do-rag on.
Seriously.
Like y'all know when I played Street Fighter, I played as Rashid because he was the only character that had a do-rag. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I had to play as Rashid, but I mean, she had a do-rag on for like 2 seconds, y'all. Like y'all gotta come on, let it go. I mean, I get it. It's cool, but y'all was acting like she had the do-rag on like the whole episode. Y'all was acting like she had the two-tone do-rag with the matching wallabies, you know what I'm saying, in a puffy coat. You know, like, come on, man. Come on. It was good. You know, I know women saw themselves. It was like, oh.
I don't want to think of Uhura on the Enterprise busting out with Tim's, all right?
You know what I'm saying?
Her shoe game don't need to be that hard. It's the 23rd century. We got past that.
Yeah, you know, she
didn't get past the do-rag.
We didn't get past the do-rag though. Waves.
But I don't want to think about Uhura in line for the new Jordans. You know what I mean?
In the future, we shouldn't even need wave caps. Like we should be able to just be like computer. Be like, yes, be like waves, please. It'd be like whoosh. And like you got just ill waves, and then you can just go to work. Like
all right, so real talk, and this is also plot relevant. It should be something that comes out in the transporter pattern. Okay, Like seriously, we should be
Mhm.
like, all right, beam me up and make sure my edges are straight. Uh, but,
Or maybe you get the Duke box in the replicator, and it's like word. All right, replicator. Yes, pink lotion. All right, no problem. Thank you. Replicator. Yes, cocoa butter. Thank you.
Yeah, but Zazie Beetz ain't on the show yet. We ain't got the shea butter queen yet.
It's like, Uhura, what is this? What? It's in your bathroom. I don't know what this is. Oh, that's African black soap. Black soap. You know nothing of it. I'm still using Irish Spring. That's why your skin all dry. That's why your skin messed up.
All right, let's be real. If they hit Uhura's bathroom, they're really going to be like, "What is this?" That is a washcloth.
See, that's why. See, you scrub because it's supposed to be suds and bubbles on your body. It's like a lather. Like, but you wipe it so that dirt can come off your body. Like,
but speaking of black culture,
really hard.
Yeah, like, speaking of black culture on Star Trek, though, I want to bring up the doctor. That whole, I'm gonna have to check your transporter. Nah, you ain't going over there, man.
No, don't worry about
No, I'm busy.
Don't worry about all that.
Now, I was expecting an N-bomb, and then I realized that the doctor is African. So I'm like, dude, this Illyrian's about to get decked.
Like it wasn't it. Oh, Mark Alon said, don't they take sonic showers in the future? I don't know. Maybe they do. I don't know. But anyway,
they're at different frequencies than the waves. All right. So, that's about it. So,
we knew something was wrong with him when he was like way too protective of that area.
Yeah.
It's like, this is weird. It's just a wall.
Yeah. Even before they did that filmmaking thing of lingering on him after the dialogue was done, I'm like, man, what you hiding? It's like when you go over to your uncle's house and he's like, "Oh, go give me that cup from the cabinet," and you're like, "Oh, this cabinet? No, not that one, not that one, no, that other one over there." And like, what's in this cabinet, Uncle Joe? Yeah.
I'm not mad at what he was doing. You gotta protect your kids. You know what I'm saying? But it also does something that a lot of stories do, where it's a consideration that I think they would have gave him anyway. They would have figured out a way to just be like, oh, okay, well, we'll just keep you like a special battery or something for the kid, and then we can upgrade. Like, it seems like something that would not be a huge deal if he just came to Pike or whoever and be like, hey, man, look, we got to upgrade the stuff. But if we do, then my kid is going to be like, oh, all right, cool. We'll just give you like a 0.0% of the super genome battery. And,
like at the end,
It's like hiding it for what? Like it just doesn't seem like
that was the confrontation that I really did like, where it was like, and when you take them back to Star Trek, or when you take me back to Starfleet, because I know I'm fired. I know I almost got everybody on the ship killed. So yeah, I know I'm fired. And she's like, what you did was wrong. Because, bruh, you just had to tell me you needed some batteries. Yeah. Let me get you some batteries, and then we good.
It's like the character that hides something that seems pretty reasonable. Like, it doesn't seem like there'd be an issue, or if she couldn't stay on the ship, they do something where she could stay on Earth, but being like the protective thing or whatever. Like, they figure out something for him. So they wouldn't just be like, well, your baby gotta die. Like,
Yeah. And well, I'm giving this one a pass.
Okay.
Because in this episode, we saw 2 levels of reasonable lie. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Level 1 of reasonable lie. If they found out the truth about me, I will be put in prison forever. They're gonna put me under the jail because I'm genetically modified. I ain't like Khan, but they will put me under the jail. And the other person over there is, I don't know if they gonna say yes, but I can't afford for them to say no. So I just ain't gonna tell them what I'm doing. It's the outright lie and the lie by omission that builds over time. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because I mean that, and it does
snowball.
No, I did not make that concept up.
What?
Yeah, Tyler Bennett's like reasonable lie. Did he just make that up? No,
don't,
man.
Don't mind him.
Yeah,
you know
nah.
how he do. Don't.
But I
mind
am with Markalon saying, yeah, he's acting like somebody Dr. Mbenga is acting like somebody turned the channel on his radio. Like, bro, what you doing? No, get away from that. Get away from that. No, you don't know nothing about that. It's my radio.
You don't play nothing in here. You can make a request to which I will take under advisement and possibly play it.
Like,
this is
you would like that new Kendrick Lamar track? Well, maybe after I'm done listening to my Al Green, and I might put on Isaac Hayes, you know? So yeah, but yeah, so I like both the circumstances of the lying ain't good. It come with consequences, but one, all lies ain't equal. Two, just because a person lied doesn't make them a warlord, you know, because too many shows are like, they'll say violence is never the answer. And it's like, why are you arresting me for hitting back? You know what I mean? So, you know, Dr. Mbenga was like, I put her in that stasis. I bring her out. We're in doc. Well, you know what? I don't really need them to upgrade the thing, and I don't want to lose my kids. So not a big thing. And the idea that he didn't understand the consequences of his lie. You get that? Because it was his transporter that was the problem. He never
saw it coming.
Yeah, exactly. And every time we go through this all the time. Okay, all the time. You got family members, you got a kid, so you getting ready to go through it. But all of us got those moments of, why didn't you tell me that? I didn't think it was important. It was important. It was important because of this, and this. Well, why didn't you tell me that? I did tell you that. It's not my fault that you didn't get the implications, you know? And that's something that everybody's got to learn, you know? And it ain't gonna happen again, because he was messed up when he found out that the whole thing was his fault. I almost got the whole crew killed. That's a bad feeling as a worker. That's a worse feeling as a doctor. Your entire job is to keep everybody alive. And then it turns out everybody except the captain, the first officer, and the science officer was almost dead, including you. And it was your fault. It was because of something you forgot to do. Yeah. It's like when you're driving along and the tire blew out and you're like, I meant to have them rotated last month. you see what I mean?
Especially,
and you didn't tell your wife. So now she got a flat tire. You ain't there.
Yeah.
And you're
especially
going,
for someone who's going in for service tomorrow morning. I know it's very important. Keep your services, guys.
Yeah,
keep your
exactly.
Service up, and go to a real place. I know you want to go to, Bobo's down the street, but don't trust them. You know what I'm saying?
You can go to Bobo's for your tires, but don't talk to Bobo about your brakes. You get them done by real people.
You gotta go to the. I know it sucks going to the dealership, but sometimes you gotta go to the dealership.
So yeah, so real talk.
On to Geeky Andre's point, it says, I like that Pike is not strictly by the book captain. Now we see where Kirk and Burnham learned it from. Well, see, Burnham, interestingly enough, Burnham was already under a dope captain that was like, she wasn't by the book, but she, kind of like, she made sure like people were straight. You know what I mean? Like they handled their business. But she wasn't by the book. But yeah, Pike was on another level.
Pike is the exact serious, he is what a good leader is supposed to be. Because when she did that whole thing, like, well, now you know what I am, the truth about me, you're supposed to be arresting me. And he's like, yeah, and I'm making the choice to take that bullet. But Captain, you let me worry about Starfleet, all right? I'm the captain, I talk to them. You're the first officer, you talk to the crew. And speaking of the crew, you got your job, I got my job. You let me do my job and you'll keep yours, and that's really what the whole thing is. Like, When you got a good commander, a good manager, a good boss, you don't know everything that's on their plate, and you don't know how they do their job. So when you're like, well, technically I'm supposed to be getting in trouble for this, and it's like, so you want me to punish you for being 10 minutes late? Because we on deadline right now. If I punish you, that could take 2.5 hours. And if I tell you to get to work, then you'll be working 3 minutes from now. So you let me worry about your disciplinary action. We might talk about this at the end of the day. You see what I'm saying?
Mark Alon says Pike is a great captain. Dare I say, better than Kirk.
Y'all know how I feel about that. Y'all already know how I feel about that.
Look, I'm gonna say
I will
like this.
only iterate if you want me to iterate. That is in your court.
Look, I don't know how you feel like about that, but I'm gonna say I'd probably put him above Kirk, at least for right now. Like unless he like we've seen him in Discovery, we've seen him now. Yo, Pike is a dope captain. Like
okay, so
I give him
Pike
his props.
is not just better than Kirk; he is head and shoulders above Tiberius. All right,
not Tiberius though.
Because here's the thing: I grew up on the original series. I thought Kirk was cool, but as I get older, okay, it's in the trees. As I get older, I'm going. Kirk was a damn menace. He was a menace. Oh my God!
Way too many times.
Yeah, Kirk was not a ship captain. He was that dude from the 70s that had the party van. He was like, yo, what's up? Hey, everybody get in the Enterprise. We gonna see some stuff. Yeah. And he had Sulu, Scotty, and Spock actually worried about the ship and its crew. But Kirk only cared about the ship after the motion picture started, when he had a desk job for a little while and he had to steal the other one. But
wow.
But while he was out there, no, he went wild. He was just like, oh man, new life, new civilizations, and I want to lick it. Forget sterilization protocol. Forget, I mean, dude, he punched a hippie and made him cry just because the hippie got the chick that he wanted. All right. Kirk was not a great captain.
Yeah, Kirk.
All right.
The funny thing is, whenever I see these arguments about Discovery, and we'll get back on the episode in a second because we're going to wrap for y'all. But whenever I see arguments about Discovery, it's all these people that are like, the original series was he was a captain. I'm just like, yo,
those are bad faith arguments. Okay.
Like, I'm like, come on now, let's be honest. Y'all ain't like this show from the get because the star is black. Like,
and a woman.
It. You know what I'm saying? Stop
and
it.
Real talk, Captain Burnham is one of the best captains in Starfleet. Because by season 3, she was as good as Janeway was at the end of Voyager. And I will say this, from what I've seen of Captain Pike, in my rankings, in my pantheons, in my headcanon, Cisco's got some competition. Because Cisco's my captain, and it wasn't just because he was black. It was because you can always tell a good commander by how much crap they have to manage. And Cisco was put in a no-win situation with Nazis on the left of him, communists on the right, the only intergalactic spaceways, spies, the reformation of an entire empire under his second officer, and then he ascended to godhood. So that's kind of a hard record to beat. All right, that's really difficult.
Yeah, it's definitely on another level. So we won't belabor those points.
Yeah.
I'll throw it to you, because we still got two people. All right, two people that were on the planet's surface.
Pike and
Spock. A little El Nino came through.
I am so happy at that actor because I wasn't feeling his Spock in Discovery. I really wasn't feeling his portrayal of Spock, but The only problem that I had with his portrayal in this episode was when the ghosts first showed, he didn't do the eyebrow. Because Pike was like, tell me you just saw what I saw. That should have been fascinating. You know, I mean, seriously, that was the perfect moment. It had the beat. It was there. I'm like, where's the eyebrow? But outside of, I mean, and that is
it yet, man. You talk about
yeah,
10
that is
years
the
later.
pickiest of nits I can possibly do. But yeah,
About 10 years earlier. He's not there yet.
Spock is already like 80. He's got the eyebrow. All right, he can do that. I could do the eyebrow by 11. Spock can do it by 80. I'm sorry.
He was like, I did see that. And
I
saw mean, pretty much in all of that, he was like, yeah, I saw that, and it is crazy. Yeah. So we on that because that's crazy. But he was like, you know, I deduced that, you know, they're not dangerous, and you know, we're gonna be all right. You know, so
they did a lot to save us, Captain.
Yeah,
you know.
So they came out, but the beautiful thing here is we never see the captain worry about the ship because the captain trusts his crew. And you never see the crew worry about the captain because the crew trusts their captain.
Exactly. And that is something that is so, I hate to use the word refreshing because it shouldn't be. It should not be refreshing. But yeah, it's so, and again, when number one came in, she hit that bridge and she's like, the captain and the science officer are stuck down there. We'll be getting them back as soon as we can. Try and hail them, check out the storm, and we will see what we're going to do. All right, cool. And it was like, yeah, all right, sure. Yeah, well, you got a commander. Right, cool, just doing my job. All right, yeah, cool. And then when everything went to dirt, you know, and then, we didn't have that moment of, oh my God,
cool bridge member walking the hallways.
Bruh, I love her. I do love her. Just whatever clinks your kink, man. But shouldn't you be doing that in your room? Okay, need security. We got another crazy person.
It's hard. It's hard for me to like that character because the hair is doing too much. It's like you're trying too hard to be cool. It's like we get it. You're the cool one, but you're trying too hard. You're doing too much to be cool. Look,
see, I can't agree with you.
I have mine. You know what I'm saying? You have yours. I have mine.
I can't agree with you.
You're trying too hard to be cool. You know,
I think that the hairstyle and everything about her aesthetic is just kind of like, this is just what she do, whatever. Now, if she was wearing the Bajoran earring and had some tattoos and like had her little earbuds in while she was driving, I'm like, all right, off of this show, get onto the Orville, because that's where we know you want to be. But you know, on this one, I'm like, no, I'm fine with her.
Matter of fact, it's similar to La'an's character. It's like, this is like the cool, edgy character, and this is the mad, angry character. And it's like, they only do it to them too. And I'm just like, oh, here she comes. Let me guess, you're super cool again, right? Yeah, we get it. You're cool. All right, you're on the cutting edge, you know?
You know, I don't mind that archetype. Two, I don't think that she's trying too hard. I really don't. Because really, how can I put it?
You wait till they have a hoverboard up in here.
No, Jonathan Frakes set a standard, and she's not going the full Jonathan Frakes. All right. She's not going all the way to Commander Riker. And if you're not as far as Riker, as far as the cool guy, I'm fine. All right. I'm fine.
She's like a new age cool with like the swoop hair, the swoop. Like
she's not stepping over the back of chairs. I'm cool.
oh, that's coming. You wait until they're gonna be in the cafeteria or the mess hall, and she's gonna like turn the chair around, like step over it.
No, I'm fine.
Then you're gonna know. You're gonna know. Deep in
if she wants to pull the Dwayne Wayne and turn the chair around, I'm fine, as long as she doesn't have the prescription glasses with the sunglasses up top. I'll be fine with that. That will be the full Riker. All right. But yeah, I mean, seriously, that's I don't mind her. But yeah, I really love that we never got that moment from anybody in the show this time going, oh my God, everything's going to crap. What would the captain do? She's like, all right, no, we gotta solve this problem. All right, we got this for our factors. All right, now we doing what I need people alive to make sure we can get the captain back. All right. We don't want the captain coming back to this ship by some weird means that Spock works out because he's a damn space wizard and coming back to find all of our bodies here. You know, so
because that would be interesting. They finally came back and everybody was like dead. Like, what happened?
You know, end of show, season 3.
Yeah, but you never see either of them worrying about the ship at all.
No,
you don't get the scene of like, come in. Is anybody here? You never get those scenes. And I was like, that's a crew that trusts themselves. Like, you trust them, they trust you. And that was
exactly. Lovely. And can I give a shout out to Nurse Chapel?
Family.
Yeah. Can I give a shout out to Nurse Chapel? Because Nurse Chapel was like, no, okay, fine. You're an augment, whatever. Look, I'm not saying we can't do it because, oh no, you're an augment. We ain't got the tools. All right. If we had it, if you figure out a way to save us, freaking save us. I'll take the court martial because I would rather be court martialed than dead. So do what you got to do. Now I'm going to sedate myself and lay down before I tear off all my clothes and try and jump into the warp core. Okay. So handle this, first officer. I'm done.
Yeah.
And
the whole crew in the sick bay never got too I guess they knew they were sick and going crazy or whatever, but you never saw like a crazy revolt. You never saw like zombieism or something set in place, because they were like, hey, look, hey, all right, conduct yourself. Right?
You didn't see him going, I need light. It was like, hey, you know why? African doctor. Okay. African doctors don't play. Man. I mean, seriously, I need to get to the light. I can give you a desk lamp or I can sedate you. There will be no option number 3. That's all it was.
He was like, well, we could sedate.
Sedation it is, click. There
was sedating people left and right up in there.
And you know what?
Get sedation. You get
No, real talk.
Look under your chairs, everybody.
Wow, it's Rohypnol. But real talk, so many horror movies could get averted with just that. Okay, because I'm like, they got the I had that fear. Okay, I had that fear as soon as as soon as you saw Dollar Store Timothy Chalamet put his face through the glass, I'm like, oh, we're gonna get one of those
Dollar
episodes.
Store Timothy Chalamet. Wow.
Am I wrong?
Wow.
Am I wrong? I saw him looking at those beakers and all that stuff, and I'm like, are they cooking meth over there? Oh no, it's Paul Atreides. No, it's Paul Atreides. That's who it is over there. But
it reminds me of when. All right, so since this is Star Trek COVID edition, I remember because at first they're like together, like, all right, cool, lock down, everybody get back in your cells. Everybody get back in your rooms, and y'all, if you're only working, you're essential, you work, and if you don't work, you getting, and everybody did what they were supposed to do. And I remember when the last day at my last job, when I started working from home, I remember someone was like, do you think this is real? Do you think it's really bad? And I was like, well, look at it this way. We could all band together, don't touch things, wash our hands, keep our mask on, stay distant, stay home if we can. Allow
wash your damn hands.
Act
like your mama tried to tell you to act,
and work together, and this thing will be over. Or we can not do that, and this thing will run rampant, and we'll see where it leads us. And see, they did the first option, which was when she said, "Hey, everybody, go back to your rooms if you're non-essential or whatever." They was like, "All right, word." You didn't see you didn't see a demonstration of people of people from the lower decks like we want to go out. We want to go to spring break. You ain't see that. There was just like, all right, you know what
Sir,
I'm
the
saying?
janitorial staff is revolting. We're not locking down. We're not locking down. My ship freedom.
You didn't see flags waving on the back of pickup trucks all through Manhattan Beach.
Although in all fairness, that's not going to happen on any Star Trek show for one reason.
I mean, we know why, but I'm just saying it was nice to be like, hey, everybody get back to your rooms. All right, cool. Like that was nice.
You know what that reason is? Like, serious? You really want to know what that reason is? That we're not going to see any revolts like that?
Airlocks?
Yeah, they're on a boat. All right. Yeah. When you do,
Tony said you can go to your room or go outside.
Yeah, exactly. That is exactly it. Oh, you don't like being on lockdown? There's the door. Oh, you know what? Free. Wait, we got transporters. You ain't even got to go through the door.
Like, feel free.
And if you don't believe me, check out the disciplinary measures on Discovery and on Section 13 when that comes out.
Oh, Section 13 disciplinary actions are going to be. Yeah.
It's literally going to be like, no, we're taking over the shit.
Yeah, because I remember being like, hey, we can all band together, hunker down, you know what I'm saying? Wear a mask, wash our hands, stay home. Jobs can allow people to work from home, only go out if you absolutely have to. We gonna be good. Or we can not do that, and this thing could go on for a long time. And as you've seen, cases are going back up again. So we were looking good in March. In March, we was mad low. I was like, oh snap, we looking all right. And now
all right, we on the other side of this, and
it's like, no, we back.
Things grow in spring, right? Yeah, like flowers, yeah, crops, yeah,
and COVID,
bacteria and viruses, yeah. When the food supply goes up, everything goes up. Hooray! But yeah, I mean, it's when people came to me going, I don't know, I don't trust this, I don't know if the government's telling me the truth, and I always hit them with, look, I believe that there is a pandemic. You believe that masks don't work. Here's the thing. If you're right, all I'm doing is wearing a cool little accessory that makes me feel like a ninja. Okay. So if I'm wrong, I get a new costume piece. If you're wrong, your grandparents die. Which one do you choose? And a lot of people made that choice. Rest in peace, Meatloaf. But I got the albums I want, and I'm good.
Rest in peace, a whole lot of people. There's people that were preaching, literal preachers in Richmond, Virginia, where I'm from. Literal preachers that preached to a whole congregation, being like, hey, do what you feel. You know what I'm saying? It ain't real. And they're buried now.
Yeah.
And they're not buried because they were in a car accident. They're buried because of COVID.
I was about to say something real snarky, but out of respect for you, I'm gonna keep this in there.
I mean, you say what you want. I ain't tripping. I mean,
nah. It was that was enough to cross a line to get like letters. So I'm just saying. And I respect people's beliefs, but I see the joke. I see it there, but I'm not gonna grab it. So you can go, joke. You can go.
No joke, you can go.
No, you sit over there. I'll get you next time. I'll get you when we're on our channel. All right. We're on our channel. You'll have a play.
Yeah. Exactly. Him and his son died. So
yeah. So although I gotta say, my favorite moment in this week's episode has to be when cranky blind engineer broke protocol. Because he didn't just bend the rules.
No,
he just broke it. He broke it. He stomped on it, and he's like, "Look at this! I'm performing a miracle." And it's like, "All right, okay, crazy." And again,
he was about to bring A sun. A
A
sun.
piece of the planet's core. A piece of
Essentially a minor sun onto the. I mean, that's basically what it was. That's
Yeah.
the level of heat that it was bringing.
Yeah. He's like 10,000 degrees actually, and it'll be so bright. And again, perfect first officer where it was like, okay, you tripping, bro. Oh, look at it, isn't it? Yeah, it's beautiful. Stun. All right.
Yeah, it's like, oh, so this is nice. Show me how you do this. Stun. All right, turn it off. Turn this mess off. All right, wrap it up in here. Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, seriously.
Man. So let me throw it to you. Final thoughts, and where can they find you?
My final thoughts is I'm really getting scared for this show because it's the third episode and each one's been a banger, so they're raising that bar real high.
That's what we do in the new Star Trek. That's what we do.
Oh, you know what? But the thing that gives me hope is that we got all of our duds out of the way with Picard. Okay. Yep. I think that I really hope
Dud City.
When I looked at my girl, and yes, I have a girlfriend and I watch Star Trek. It ain't the 20th century no more, y'all.
It wasn't even true then.
You know, I'm like, it looks like Picard was the B team and they took all the all-star players and put them on Discovery and Strange New Worlds. It was like when Netflix was doing the Marvel shows and you got Daredevil and it was like, man. And then you got Luke Cage and it was like, man. And you got Jessica Jones and it was like, that was well done, although I'm not the audience for it. And then it was like, well, are they going to give anybody else a chance? Because I'm seeing all the same names. And then came Iron Fist. And then it was like, oh, y'all need to split up that crew and spread them throughout the rest of the shows. So, and this show,
oh wow,
yeah, but this show is just like, man, that was a stellar first episode, a stellar second episode. I can say that this one is my favorite so far because they just keep getting better. Yeah. And real
show
talk,
is solid, man, all around.
Yeah,
just saying the show is solid all around.
Yeah, and I'm not even saying that because I needed a palate cleanser from Picard. I'm literally saying this on its own merit, not compared to anything else that's out there. This show is everything I wanted from a Star Trek show. It's like, again, I said last week, I feel like the little black kid in Hook with his hands on Robin Williams' face, and I'm going, there you are, Star Trek. There you bangarang. We got exploration, we got monsters, we got wackiness, we got deep philosophical thought and moral dilemmas that we can explore and have conversations about after the show is done. Like my show is back. This is what I was looking. So and if you really want to know what I'm looking for and the things that I like, you can find me Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific time on twitch.tv/BID_P. Or at the same time, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I skip Thursday because of bandwidth issues. And Friday, you can find me on the Solar Gray YouTube channel. So like, subscribe, all that stuff. And check out what we do, what we talk about, join the conversations. If you just want to tell me I'm wrong, I'll engage with your point and we will talk about it like adults do so that we can have an example to the next generation of people coming up that like the stuff that we do. You are invited.
Yes.
But until you get to there, like and subscribe here on NERDSoul. Subscribe, buy the man a cup of coffee, buy a CD. He's out here busting his butt like he was working for Tyler Perry for you people. You know, get his numbers going. You
except
for the fact
like that,
Tyler Perry screenwriter.
Except for the fact that when like there's a movie where somebody gets beat in the head by a bat, they die. Like you don't see them in the next scene. With just like an ace bandage on their head.
Oh man.
Trust me, just go to Netflix. Tyler Perry has a movie on it. Just trust me. All right. This man gets beat. Just anyway, final thoughts.
Yeah.
All the actors come to play. Effects are awesome. I'm pleased. Like, I have no notes for the show. Like, I mean, of course, like, characters, you know, might get on my nerves, but that's what they're supposed to do. You're supposed to have like characters that you hate, characters that you love. That's what all this is about. Like, you know, like to this day, President Palmer's wife, I hate her, but they did a good job because I hate her. If I was just indifferent to her, like, you know what? I won't even go there. Well, yeah, I will go there. Indifferent to her, like I was to Mystique in the most recent X-Men films, then, you know, that wouldn't be a good thing. But I actually, it elicited a response. So I like these characters. Everyone comes to play, and they really buy into this. You know, shouts to the skinny jeans that Pike was rocking at the beginning of the episode. You know, he pulled them off. I saw you. I wasn't gonna let you go without that.
I did notice the tight pants on this one because, you know, the original ones, they had the little poof at the end. I'm like, yeah, no, okay, all right. You know what? I can deal. At least they got the color palette right. You know,
yeah, so
I'm there.
You know, I mean, you gotta get, you know, when you're going out, you gotta wear a little different, get a little something different. So, NERD, SOUL, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, podcast, all those places. Hit the thumbs up if you like what you see. Hit it down if you like. I hate Star Trek and I hate your guts. But if you love it, if you love that Star Trek, you feeling them strange new worlds. All right, share, subscribe, help a brother out. You know what I'm saying? Support your boy. All right, don't hate. Stop the haterade. All right, put that down and get something else to drink. No haterade. Just like, you know, like. All right, Mark Alon says that, you know, hey, we be hating on Picard. It's not full hateration, all right? It's more like disappointment. It's not full hateration. It's not full hateration. But what all right, so here
there's our credit sequence.
All right. Say what's up.
Hey, what's up?
Say how y'all doing.
Hi.
You ready to roll?
Yeah.
We love all y'all. You ready to? Not yet. You ready? All right, say peace out, y'all.
Peace out, y'all.
Say, we got some beats.
We got the meat.
And we got some
Black Star Collectibles.
Yeah, Black Star Collectibles, yeah.
And
Comic books.
And
yep.
doing a show about Peck airs of Jason and Shaw.
Well, not yet.
On the Kickstarter.
Yeah, well, not yet, but yeah. We gonna. They got Chonga too.
I can go in the combo store, like, when I come in the combo store, like, wow, there's a dope combo.
Yes, there are some dope comics. So, all right, 1, 2, all
right.
1. You ready? All right, guys, we out. And peace. Oh, man.
go, finish him off. If you can't do it, then maybe you should let someone who can, like me.